What is up, guys? It's Penguin Diaper here, back with another video. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about a rather controversial update that Nitro Type released a couple days ago, along with the item shop. This is the update that people are calling the cash sending cap, which basically puts a limit on the amount of cash you can send as a gold player in 1 week. Let's get right into it. So first, I want to talk about how this update works. So in one set 7-day period, you are now only able to send up to $10 million in cash. As you can see here, I sent $15 million a couple days ago, and now when I try to send money to someone else, it says you can only send up to $10 million in a 7-day period, and you've already sent $15 million, so you can't send cash for however long the 7-day period lasts. This is extremely annoying. First off, because so many of Nitro Type's community features revolve very heavily around the sending of cash. The sending of cash is a huge part in Nitro Type, and having a cap, a limit on that, is definitely going to decimate a lot of things. But first, I want to talk about some of the benefits, or what the admins were actually trying to go for here. Because I don't believe that they intentionally made this update just to, screw over team captains and stuff like that. I think that they had, some good intentions with this update, and it obviously backfired, but let's think about what some of those good intentions might have been. First off, cutting down on account trading and scamming. This has been a massive issue for, I'd say, about a year now in Nitro Type, where people are trading accounts, selling accounts, buying accounts, scamming accounts at an extremely large frequency across sites like Discord, and especially Discord. There's even whole trading communities and Discords and all that type of stuff out there who just specialize in trading accounts. And more often than not, a lot of scamming happens in these types of deals. Some person just doesn't pay the money for the account, or the person never sends the password for the account, or the password's wrong, or whatever, and someone gets scammed out of a large amount of money. And the thing about these accounts is that they usually cost a lot of money, in fact hundreds of millions of dollars, and that's why these scammers are getting so rich. But now if there's a $10 million cap on the amount you can actually send in 1 week, then you just can't buy accounts, because no one's going to buy an account worth $10 million, and no one can send more than $10 million at once, so it's impossible to buy an account. So this update definitely cuts down on that a lot, and I think that's a great fix. I think that Nitro Type needed to do something about, obviously, all the accounts selling and buying and scamming and trading and all that fun stuff, because it was really just creating a pretty, I don't know, a scam-heavy environment, but B, it was giving people stuff like they didn't deserve. Like, people could buy a 70,000 race account when they've only done 2,000 races if they had enough money. It just didn't really make that much sense. And I was never a big fan of it. So obviously this cuts down a lot on that. But as far as positive benefits go, that's the only one that I could think of. I talked a lot with other people, and we can kind of agree that's the only thing that this update really does to positively benefit the community. So now let's talk about some of the things that this does not help. This absolutely ruins. And the first thing is obviously team competition. Now, Nitro Type made it clear that they still wanted to have team competition after when they removed the leaderboards, they still kept a team leaderboard. It exists. It's 7 days. It's a thing. And so this completely screws over team competition, because so much of team competition on Nitro Type relies on captains and officers sending cash to other people to do races for them. In a sense, all these top teams are effectively buying races, which may sound stupid, but it's kind of how the team competitions work for a while now. But now that people are only able to send $10 million per week, that's a lot of time. A week? I don't even know. But $10 million per week, it's effectively impossible to run a top 2, I don't know why I said top 2, a top 5, top 10 even team. It's just impossible. Because back when you're giving away, tens of million dollars per week, and now you're only able to give away $10 million per week, it just doesn't work out, especially when you have 50 team members, you gotta pay them all, it's just bad. And so this completely destroys the whole system that's been in place in team competition, where the captains, the officers would pay large amounts of money to people to get them to race. Now they can't pay money at all because they can only send $10 million per week. And I know I'm making it sound like $10 million is such a small cap, but it kinda is. Like, a lot of stuff that happens in community Nitro Type needs at least $10 million per week. Plus, a lot of people like me have already spent that $10 million cap, and like, it just doesn't work out, guys. Another thing that this absolutely destroys is giveaways. Yeah. And let me tell you, this is really bad for giveaways. Two different types of giveaways. The first is Discord giveaways, especially like the Nitro Type Discord's giveaways. I'm a server support on the Nitro Type server, and I help out a lot with giveaways. And we've been working really hard to try and figure out some sort of fix for this problem, but there doesn't really seem to be one. Because, you know, very simply, you can only send $10 million, and that's the biggest amount. Plenty of people on the server do much larger giveaways, like $100 million or sometimes even $1 billion. Like, there's big giveaways, and now it's impossible to do a big giveaway like that because you can only send $10 million at once. Another thing is, it's impossible to pay out these giveaways because, for instance, I've already spent my allowance of giving away money. Now I can't pay out giveaways because I physically can't send cash. And if some people don't have another gold account, which I personally don't, or stuff like that, they just can't send money whatsoever, which gets really, really annoying. Another thing that is ruins in the field of giveaways is YouTuber giveaways. As you guys know, I love to do giveaways. I love giving away money. And in fact, I was actually going to do a big giveaway for the item shop, like $200 million or something, I don't know. Some decent amount, right? But now YouTubers just simply can't give away large amounts of money, which kind of ruins that whole archetype. And by the way, I loved giving away money. That was so fun. It was awesome to send $100 million to someone and have them be like, OMG, Penguin, thank you so much. And I'm like, yes, sir. But that was genuinely really fun. And now it's impossible to do large-scale giveaways like that, especially because it takes, $10 million per week. For instance, I was going to do a $1 billion giveaway for 10K subscribers. Whenever I hit that, you should subscribe. But now, if this system stays in place, it would literally take me 100 weeks to send out $1 billion. That may not sound bad on paper. Oh, it's only 100 weeks. Guys, 100 weeks? That's 2 years. That's literally 2 years. It would take me 2 years to send out $1 billion. That's ridiculous. So that basically makes giving away large amounts of money impossible. It just doesn't work. So that's not going to be a thing anymore. Now, a bunch of these concerns were brought up in some Discord chats with people like Travis, or only Travis, and he said that he would look into some sort of fix around it. A couple people had the idea of making it so only, like, specific accounts could bypass this limit, which I personally didn't like, because, like, any person on Nitro Type is going to want to send them money at some point. Like, it makes no sense to only have it for some people. That just seems like, I don't know, unfair, right? Someone else made the idea of just removing the system altogether, which I'm a pretty good fan of. I don't know why this system needed to happen. I don't think that account buying and selling was that big of an issue that something like this needed to happen. And if account buying and selling was that big of an issue, I'm sure it was a massive issue. I think it is, honestly. But something like this, which inadvertently ruins like a ton of other things on Nitro Type that involve cash, it doesn't work out. There can't be a system like this because it literally kills so many different types of things, including two of the biggest things on Nitro Type, giveaways and team competitions. So yeah, that's about that. Thank you all so much for listening, watching. I don't know. I don't know, man. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to drop your opinions on this update down in the comment section below. I personally hate it. I think it's dumb. I think they should just remove it. I don't think there was a reason to add it in the first place that like counterweighs the argument of like why this need to happen. But yeah, I don't like the update, and I think they need to find some way to either just remove it altogether or like get around it somehow so that people can go back to doing their normal stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this update down in the comment section, and I'll see you all in the next video. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and goodbye everyone. Have, as always, a wonderful day. Peace.